pride and ego is a terrible thing. You see, I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I watch the Cowboys. Jerry Jones, if you don't know, if you've never heard of Jerry Jones, he's a billionaire. He's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. But this video is not about the Dallas Cowboys, the football team, but it's about what Jerry Jones did. It's about his pride and his ego and his immaturity as an 80-something-year-old man. It's specifically about his threat against the two radio hosts of 105.3 The Fan. They were simply asking him questions that the fans, whom Jerry stated that he adores and respects, the questions that the fans would ask Jerry directly if they had the chance to. So let's listen in, and I'll give you my take and my opinion at the end.
Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job.
Well, my job is to ask
why.
Get
a job, or I'll get somebody else to ask these questions, man.
Jerry, we're trying to figure out why the team is.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding you.
Jerry Jones was not kidding on the radio this morning. He's doing his own job so well, he can now tell the morning hosts on The Fan how to do theirs. The Cowboys owner lashing out after the big loss to the Lions. We have that, plus Cowboys legend Daryl Moose Johnston in studio as a special guest tonight on Free For All. I'm Mike Ducey. Sam is off tonight. Welcome to the show. It's a busy one. The Stars try to stay unbeaten as they host San Jose. We talk football as Daryl Johnston does stop by here in a little bit. Cowboys are off this week, but Jerry Jones this morning making sure that his team stays very much in the news. Doubt if that was his strategy when he took to the airwaves with Sean and RJ on 105.3 The Fan this morning. But by the time his weekly radio show was done, Jerry had revealed a side of himself that the public does not often see. You know what happened Sunday. The Lions coming into Jerry World and embarrassing the Cowboys 47-9. Worst home loss for Jerry as Cowboys owner. Jones was short with reporters after the game, insisting that he's not even entertaining the possibility of firing his head coach after a loss that leaves the Cowboys at 3-3 at their bye week. And he repeated that about Mike McCarthy this morning. No plans to make a move, according to Jerry. But when the topic turned to roster construction and how Jerry botched that important duty this past offseason, that's when Jerry got mad, even threatening to have the hosts, again, Sean and RJ and Bobby, replaced.
Oh, I remember those criticisms very well. Okay, so what?
Or are they playing out to be accurate?
What's your point? What's your point?
My point is, it seems like
Listen, let me tell you what I'll do. Let me tell you what I'll do about it. I will let us sit down and look at the decisions we've made over the last several years. Okay? I'll look at it. Now, if you think I'm interested on a damn phone call with you over a radio and sitting here and throwing all the good out with the dishwater, you have got to be smoking something over there this morning. This is not your job. Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job.
Well, my job is to ask why.
A job, or I'll get somebody else to ask these questions, man.
Jerry, we're trying to figure out why the team is.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. You're not going to figure out what the team is doing right or wrong. If you are, or any 5 or 10 like you, you need to come to this meeting I'm going to today. There are 32 teams here. You're geniuses.
Jerry,
okay? Y'all really think you're going to sit here with a microphone and tell me all of the things that I've done wrong and without going over the rights?
Well,
now, listen, we both know we're talking to a lot of great fans and a lot of great listeners. And I am very sorry for what happened out there Sunday. I'm sick. about what happened Sunday. Now, I'm not talking to these yahoos on the end of this phone. I'm talking to you, the fans that are listening this morning.
Jerry doubled down later today, speaking with The Athletic, admitting this, he was frustrated on the radio, but saying, quote, "If I'm going to be grilled, I don't need it to be by the guys I'm paying." The Fan is the Cowboys' flagship radio station. Jerry, you know better than this. You don't have to threaten to have somebody fired just because they're asking you the questions that you know every Cowboy fan wants them to ask. Jerry, you're always talking about how those fans...
Now, it's understandable that Jerry Jones is frustrated. He's taking his pride and his arrogance and his ego out on individuals who, quite frankly, are at the mercy of Jerry Jones. You see, 105.3 The Fan, these two individuals are paid by Jerry Jones. So he has the control, he has the power to deal with them how he chooses. Arrogance and pride goes before the fall. This is what the Bible says. Anyone that's puffed up, man or woman, anyone that has an egotistical heart and an egotistical lifestyle will eventually succumb to their pride and their ego. Now, from the world standards, Jerry Jones has it all. But from a spiritual standpoint, based on his immaturity and based on his reaction and based on his responses out of anger, in that moment, he did not choose to respond in a way that's pleasing and loving in God's eyes. Now, I don't know if Jerry's a Christian or not, and Christian or not, when we all get angry and when we don't know how to channel our emotions, our pride and our ego and our anger and our heart can get the best of us. We always want to respond in love. Yes, Jerry is wealthy. He's rich. He's a billionaire. He owns America's team, the wealthiest team in this world. But he has to lead in love. And yes, Jerry Jones, your team is awful. The moves that you made or the moves that you did not make in the offseason is quite frankly the reason why your team is horrible and it sucks. I know a lot of defensive players are out with injury, but that's no excuse for how the offense and the highest paid quarterback, the franchise quarterback, Dak Prescott, has been performing lately. And CeeDee Lamb. And the list goes on and on and on. So to be extravagant, to have a puffed up heart, and to react in that way to threaten these two gentlemen on 105.3 The Fan who were just asking questions that all the fans of the Dallas Cowboys and the haters of the Dallas Cowboys want to know, is not a good look. And I believe that Jerry apologized somewhat, but the arrogance and the ego and the pride and the egotistical heart is just not a good look for an 80-year-old man. Obviously, this is about sports and the bigger picture. This is a microcosm of Jerry Jones's heart. He's the owner. He's the coach, although Mike McCarthy is the coach. Jerry is the owner, the manager, the coach, the media, and the list goes on and on. The way he rules and reigns and controls the Dallas Cowboys. And that's a reason why they're not good. That's the reason why they're all talk. They're superstars on papers, but they never perform on the field. So let me know what you think about this. Are you a Dallas Cowboys fan? I'm not. I'm a Houston Texans fan. But I wanted to bring this to light because this is an example for all of us. If you're a business owner, if you have employees, if you have subordinates, it doesn't matter what your title is. You have to have a servant leader heart. You cannot push your power around and your ego and your arrogance around, because God frowns upon that. And best believe you will be punished for that, Christian or not. So let me know what you guys think of this. Thank you for your support. Always strive to remain set apart. Take care.